Yo, it's the dinner nail. Should play upon the Bobby Double Yay J. Coming at you live and direct, man. I got something I gotta say. I want to say. I have to say, man. You know what I mean? It's so much going on in the black and brown community, and it's been continuously or continually swept up under the rug. We gonna stop sweeping shit up under the rug and acting like certain situations don't exist and everything is, honky dory and it's sweet as pie with Hispanics and blacks in these communities in Southern California. Like, you feel what I'm saying? We're gonna get into some content. I'm going to allow YouTube to do what it is that YouTube does, send out those notifications. I'm gonna jump right on over here to IG, Instagram, go live over there. Let me mute this. Boom, let's mute it up. And we're gonna get into some content, man. The content that I want to get into, I want to explore our relationship with what they call the Latino or the brown community. I disagree with the description of them being brown, because if you look at my skin, this is the color brown. So Latino or Hispanic people, I'm pretty sure that we all can agree that they're not brown. It's very rare. It's Saquat. Let's see what Saquat on. Let's bring Saquat in. That's my player partner, Mafia June. What's the dinner there? Hey, we're gonna bring Saquat on. I don't know what Saquat gotta say. I don't know what Saquat on. You know what I mean? Just put that disclaimer out there. But we're gonna let Saquat come on and chop game. All right, 3, 2, 1. Saquat, you're on.
Oh, Shalom, brother. Excuse the name, but that's a term. That's a name that means undisturbed in peace and in the tranquility in Hebrew. That's why it's
Right,
called Shaquat. So that's my Hebrew name. But
right.
yeah, man, I don't know if you spoke on the movie Sinners yet, but
Man, that's what I'm
oh,
about to talk about. Go
oh okay,
ahead,
okay.
shoot.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Well, if you kind of look at the movie Sinners in a in a in a metaphorical way, it's basically telling you how the music industry is treating black folks.
Right.
If you watch the movie, because if you look at the movie, the white vampire, his whole mission was to get Sammy in his music.
Right.
He wanted that energy that Sammy had. He wanted that gift to make the music to carry out his mission and
Right.
bring his ancestors back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you kind of look at how they break down the layers of it, you will kind of understand, okay, this movie is deeper, how it's kind of exposing how a lot of people feel about us and our success when we do something good sometimes. You
Right.
starting to see everybody trying to claim our cultures, or why we don't want to be in the movie, or why we wasn't in the movie, or this is our culture, or we invented this culture, or trying to put claim to everything. You got he talking about we invented hip hop because they supported, or Johnny J did a Tupac album or what so not, and that's
Right.
just a minute example. So what
Right.
you starting to see movies like that, and that just shows a lot of impact in the movie, where you're starting to see a lot of people's true feelings coming out about us and their true intentions and what type of game they play. Just like Spirit wanted to say, the white vampires were the music execs.
Mm.
And you see, and I ain't trying to disrespect
Mm.
Drake, but the white girl that was dealing with Stack, that could be a metaphorical explanation for Drake.
Right.
Because if you see in the movie, she thought she could relate to those white folks and speak
Mm.
with those white folks because she was white. But she also thought she could fit in with the black folks because she had a percentage of black in her. So
Right.
she thought she had the best of both worlds in the movie.
Righteous.
But unfortunately, that didn't fail. So they basically bid her and used her as infiltration to get
Righteous.
to the
Oh.
to get to the black folks.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
when you kind of so when so you know and they got her with the gold. which they got it with the gold, and you kind of see that's how they got stacked. And you
Right.
see how they break down the the black personalities of masculinity. You saw
Right.
Smoke. You saw Smoke was a little bit more calm, cool.
Mm-hmm.
He had more of a better foresight. Sorry about that, man. It's the helicopter.
All good. All good.
Yeah, he had more of a foresight. He was a little bit more humble, a little bit more foresight. He had a little bit more discipline being in the army. And his brother Stack was more the hustle,
Right.
more about the money.
Right.
Even though they both was on one accord with each other,
Mm-hmm.
because they both was on one accord with kicking the white girl out. They
Right.
both wanted her gone, but and you see how the vampires was just checkmating people because
Right.
they already knew their emotions, their
Mm.
thoughts, and all that other stuff. And you see how it expounds on two different forms of racism because
Mm-hmm.
he had to deal with the racist white vampires, but he also had to deal with the white folks trying to set them up to kill them at the end when he had to shoot out at the juke joint
Right.
because they was because the whole point of was killing those black folks after they get drunk and pissy drunk in the morning having fun and just take them out and take that money because that was a
Right.
slaughterhouse. So you
Right. Yeah.
you start and that's what the vampire told him. And then they was trying to use that to get Sammy as a way of basically saying that you know what, just so these white boys won't kill you in the morning,
Mm.
come join with us so you won't have to feel no
Mm.
pain. You had to do that.
Man,
So
brother, you
so
preaching. Yeah.
so it was more like a pick. It was more like pick your poison type of
Pick your
energy.
poison. Right.
Kind of similar to how the government plays the game.
But
These
real quick, let me just interject real quick, and I'm gonna let you continue to cook. But that's been a relationship with us and the Jews since we've been having a relationship with them. You can either deal with these racist Nazis that's coming to burn the crosses in your house, in your home, in front of your yard, burn down your church, your churches, and hang you, and so on and so forth. Or you can deal with us and let us exploit you. Let us benefit. Don't really bless you the way we're supposed to bless you, but you can deal with us or you can deal with the racist white folks. So yeah, that's heavy. But continue, Kim, folks.
No, I was about to get to that.
Okay, my
No,
bad.
that's why I was about to ask you. You took the words out of my mouth. Pause when you said that. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's how the Jews with the black folks. We'll
Mm,
treat you a little bit better, but we'll exploit you and
right,
treat you better than the racists, even though we got our own form of racism, how we
right,
want to deal with you in the first place. We'll
right,
just give you the money and all that stuff to pacify you.
right.
It's just like the government. It's just like how the government plays the game.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Democrats and the Republicans. While the
Right,
Republicans have while the Republicans have this perception of being hard boiled and hard on black folks and, and, and basically with the foot on their necks, the Democrats is proposed as to be nice. We'll give you
right.
certain tangibles like welfare and all that stuff to pacify you. But at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, we still gonna treat you with that same racism. It's just that we
Mm,
just gonna give you a couple of stuff to overlook it and think we
right,
just treating you good, so you got to pick your poison. You know what I'm saying?
right,
How you doing? Either you got to deal with this racism, either you got to deal with this full-fledged racism, or you got to deal with us being racist to you, but at least we treat you nice. Basically,
mm.
like the 48 laws of power say, I'm smacking you in the face with an iron hand, but I got a velvet glove
Velvet
in it, so it
glove.
won't,
Right,
so it won't be too painful. So it
right,
won't be too, but you still gonna feel pain. So, and when you also kind of look at, unfortunately, when you kind of look at how Asians play the game,
right,
they was making money in both communities. So
right.
so
Yeah,
that was a metaphorical explanation, basically saying that that's how they really are. They
right,
don't care. They side with anybody that gives them money.
right,
And you see how they was playing onto the Asian lady's emotions. Because when
right,
she let them in, she wasn't thinking logically. While
right.
Stack was really trying to think logically and say, like, no, we gotta strategically see how we gonna handle this
Mm-hmm.
before this get because they wanna because they wanted to get Sammy in the first place. But she
Right,
was she was instigating. She was like, "Did you fight in the war and go through all this?" But she didn't understand. Okay, he fought in the war, so why didn't you follow his leadership and understand
right,
to be strategic? Because to fight wars, you gotta be strategic. So when you really look at the whole movie, it's a lot of metaphorical explanations in it when it comes to racism and dealing with other races. kind of and if you kind of look kind of similar to how they kind of congregate with each other, how they really deal with each other. You know what I'm saying? And like, and there's a lot of metaphorical explanations in the movie when it comes to the music, because
Right.
they really wanted that music. And I have to give respect to uh to the OG dude with the harmonic,
Mm-hmm.
because he wanted to save Sammy because he wanted to save the music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He wanted to save the music. His whole thing was to save the music. He understood it, so he was willing to sacrifice himself to save everybody in the music. So when
Righteous.
you see how the pro-black element was in the flick, despite despite them being under that type of, under that type of crisis, you start
Mm-hmm.
seeing everybody still love each other. Even the brothers still had a certain bond.
Righteous.
Even the sister that basically was married that like Sammy, she even had a pro-black element, because when she turned, she told him, get away from me, I'm about to bite you. So
Right.
it's a lot of it's a lot to layers to the movie, but I don't want to talk your ear off because I know you got a lot of stuff to talk about, you got a lot of stuff to expound on, but I just wanted
Hey,
to expound on that and start it off. So
hey,
I'll
look,
let you
check
go
this
ahead,
out,
brother.
brother. I thank and I praise God that you came on here and you gave us your eloquent perception of this movie, man, which is adequate. You feel what I'm saying? So, man, if you if you want to talk on me, long as you talking like this, it's all gravy. Like we need this, man. We need these type of forums and think tanks to where brothers can come on and share their perspective that can broaden all of our perspectives and perceptions about community, one another, being
Oh
a
yeah.
man, and so on and so forth. You feel me? So if we end it now, man, I'd love for you to come back because I do
No,
want to
no,
get
it's
clear
cool.
wonder
Yeah.
on here.
Yeah, because I know he wanted to say something, so I didn't want to talk his head off. But I'm gonna just end it like this.
Okay.
When you watch the movie, you know what I'm saying, and it just shows how, and it just like you said, it shows how how historical the juke joints was, and
Mm-hmm.
how impactful it was in the community, and how it was used to, basically be a safe haven for black people. And
Right.
it showed at the end that how the racism was so heavy was they was trying to use that to pacify the black people, just to kill them off and take the
Right.
money and set them up. So
Right.
it shows you that even you had to deal with racism in a supernatural form,
Mm-hmm.
but you also had to deal with racism with these human beings.
Righteous.
And you see, and it, and when you kind of look at how, and it also kind of showed that you could do all this root work and you could do all this stuff, but if you ain't got God in this case, you not
Mm.
going you not going to basically overcome this crisis, because you start seeing when they start saying the Lord's prayer and he started kind of blaspheming God,
Right.
smoke came high and stabbed him in his chest, and the
Righteous.
sun came up.
Righteous.
So that's why I said that's why this movie it was made at the right time, because
Mm-hmm.
it exposed a lot of layers of racism, prejudice, a lot of games and Jedi mind tricks that's getting played upon us that we can see to this day.
Right.
And to a degree, you got a lot of black folks that's trying to petition for him to direct Blaze. So I hope that goes well. But yeah, but other than that though, like I said, the
That'd be
movie is
crazy.
good, man.
Man,
So
it's
I'm
a
gonna let
great
go.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Where
gonna
you
let the movie is
tapping in
good.
from, Ken folks? Where you tapping in
Oh
from?
man, I'm from Los Angeles, man.
Shake it out,
I'm
family. What's
listening.
some deep?
I mean, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been watching your videos for a minute. I actually like the content that you push. I actually
Thank
like the stuff that you're saying, even though I'm a non-affiliate. I'm a straight civilian,
you.
but
Righteous.
we from the same city, so a lot of stuff that you say, I can identify with it. Because even though I wasn't actively in it, I actively saw it and
Righteous.
experienced it just from being a civilian and knowing people and seeing it and also talking for. So I like how you break it down. And,
Thank you.
and unfortunately, unlike some of these other platforms that don't do that, they just try to go viral with the nonsense. So I
Righteous.
definitely like what you're doing. But I'm gonna let the young man, the spirit want to come in, because I know he want to say something.
Yes,
You know what
sir. And I
I'm saying?
appreciate you, Kim, folks. Hey, drop by anytime. And I don't know if you seen the content that I did. And I said when the gang members get together and we talk about bringing peace to the community, so on and so forth, it just can't solely be gang members, because you got individuals like you that's eloquent. that's forward thinking, that's wise, and I believe innovative, that need to be a part of those peace talks and talking about how do we resurrect the community. You feel what I'm saying? So this is a prime example of that, man. When we had these talks between gangs, we got to include the brothers who are righteous, that's civilians as well, because they're part of the community as well.
Well, yeah, most definitely. Because at the end of the day, we all black and we going through the same things, whether we like it or not. Like I tell people, like, like even though we live two different lives, we still related to each other. We
Righteous.
known each other. We went to school with each other. We
Right.
faced racism together. When these
Righteous.
folks, when the cops come over here, when any other race come over with that nonsense, we gonna suffer regardless whether you gang bang on a civilian. So there's
Righteous.
gonna be a point where despite our lifestyles, we still have to fight side to side, back to back. And you know what I'm saying? And the last thing we need is to play this, is to have this what we call elitism and prejudice going on and bigotry amongst each other. But like you said, we should be putting our minds together on how we going to really come with some solutions on how we going to overcome these problems and overcome this nonsense that's going on. Because
Right.
like just like for example, I'm a civilian. I might know some things, but you being out in the streets, you know some things yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to be, and I say it's respectful. In order for you to survive your lifestyle of a warrior, you had to have some type of thinking. You had to be
Right.
smart. You had to use some type of intuition or some
Right.
type of wit. You had to be militant. You had to do some things that didn't. If you didn't, you was gonna get swallowed up in that lifestyle, whether
Right.
it be death, prison, or just wishing you was dead. But the
Righteous.
fact for you to avoid all that stuff, you had to be sharp. Just like me, having to avoid being a civilian, I had to exude some type of sharpness to understand that, okay, maybe this ain't the life for me, but I also had to, just for me to make it within these corporate America or deal with these other folks that or overcome my struggles, being a civilian, I have to do the same thing too. So we
Right.
still going through the same obstacles, even though
Right.
yours might be intense in your own way, just like mine. But the
Righteous.
whole thing is, we still got to put our brains together, just like you said in these peace talks. Because at the
Righteous.
same time, just as much as you want peace, we want peace. You know what I'm saying? So we
Right.
need to get together for that common cause. Common cause. So I definitely agree with you on that, brother.
Yes, sir. Power to the peoples, Kim folks. Mac in on me anytime. Now we're going to be bringing up brother comedian Trill, aka comedian Dupree. This is one of my player partners, man. Formerly
Uh,
known as Demon. Peace and blessings, Kim folks. What's the
Peace
dinner
and
there?
blessings. Many abundant blessings, man. Power to the
Right.
people.
Power to
You
the
feel me?
peoples off top. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to my king, man, that just came from up here, man. He was hitting a lot of great points. Like I said, he was hitting the ball. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I really do appreciate him also being a Los Angeles non-affiliate and
Righteous.
standing strong and having that type of validity to himself and his voice and his mannerisms and whatnot, man. Because like we've talked before, I
Mm-hmm.
think that the civilians should play a real big part
Righteous.
in these conversations and these peace talks and whatever, and allowing everybody else to see that yeah, we do stand and agree. You know what I'm saying? Because in
Right.
legalities of it, not to even get too far, but in legalities of it, as a character witness, even you and I, being a changed person, can only hold so much substance. You know
Righteous.
what I'm saying? But if our brothers like him and other um, elders that has never been to jail, been working, and all the different things that still stand in these communities, come and actually be the forefront for the community and let them
Mm-hmm.
be the leader talkers, and us just stand by and bring the people. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And
And
even play
protect
the
the
position
people.
of mediators.
Yeah, yeah. I think they'll hold more when it comes to character because how can they attack these people?
Right.
They can always attack us with our past, but they can't
Right.
attack the people that don't have a past that still stay in our communities.
Why not?
Anyway, man, I want to get back to that center shit too, man.
Yeah, let's get
Yep.
into it.
All right. I think that we should pay more attention to the characters, like my guy was saying, but we should go more in depth on the characters, even looking at them being twins and us knowing that these are the same person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think looking that once he succumbed to his lust, the twin version of himself, they
Mm-hmm.
agreed upon everything else. No matter what they were doing in life, everything was going good, but they were still coming at a crossroad. Like he said, the devil has showed them that, hey, I even stopped these people from coming and getting you. They was the KKK, nigga. That's who you should have been scared of. I'm giving you abundant life. They was coming to kill you. Right? It was like a lose-lose situation. But it didn't happen if he had not succumbed to his lusts. You see what I'm saying? And then they chose the white girl because the white girl did go out there. She had lived a life, even though she was black. We have to remember that we do have a group of people that integrated with white people at a certain time that wasn't that long ago, right? That now they kids, they grandkids, and all that look like they white people, but they not white. Like somewhere over there, they had a light skin black, and then a light skin or a mixed breed,
mulattoes,
then a mixed breed. You know what I'm saying? It's genetics. Yeah, right.
Cajuns.
So a lot of these peoples that we just think of as white girls with ass and she succumbed to our culture aren't really white girls. You feel me? They mutts. If you go look back at it, right? So even them showing you that, like, yeah, we'll take whatever it is that you like and then use that against you because they're gonna always go for our team. Like the characters that they picked in the way that they did that. No, that this is real life. This is going on right now with Shannon Sharp. This has went on with Kobe
Nigga,
Bryant.
do I gotta tell you to read the comment, man?
Yeah.
I'm doing like I want you to expound upon that. That's my player partner from out of Chicago. He GD. But I want you to expound upon that. We need to focus on real life. Fuck a movie. Shaking my head. But this movie is an adequate depiction of real life. It's just metaphorically presented to us. Because if Ryan Coogler, whom I know, right? If he just came out and he put it out there in society's face, what's going to happen? They're going to assassinate Cuz. Once they target Cuz, assassinate Cuz, take contracts from us, how many of us going to stand up and make sure Cuz can provide for his family? So the way that he's giving back to the people is trying to educate the people is similar to what Jesus did. Jesus spoke in parables to say what? Nigga, use your motherfucking head. Read in between the lines. You have to have some form of education, distinction, and what is the other thing? Be able to decipher. Can you decipher? Because when the angel Gabriel came to Muhammad, what did he tell him? He told him to read, write, and recite. In order to do those three things, you have to be in a position of being educated. So we have to be educated in order for us to decipher what it is the brother Ryan Coogler is telling us through social artistry. Social artistry is hiding shit in plain sight and seeing who can decipher. Even in the Bible, it says, do what? Study to show thyself what? Approved or worthy. So we got to open up our third eye, Kim, folks. We got to open up our inner beings and start connecting with the subliminal messages that's put out there for us to motivate us and get us into a position to where we are resurrecting our communities. So this shit is bigger than a movie, Kim, folks. This shit is real life. He just ain't going to get himself in a position to where he's going to get targeted like Isaiah Washington did. And when these individuals, when these celebrities that's trying to give us something, you feel what I'm saying, to awaken us, to push us and motivate and inspire us, when they do shit for the people, what happened to them? They get blackballed. And when they get blackballed, they fall on financial hardships. When they fall on financial hardships, who's there to support them? Hey, Munchie B is, goddamn. Munchie B is in the chat.
Is he going to come up here, though?
Munchie B, Demon right here.
Yeah, he might can't see me, but this is Demon. You feel me?
Yeah, cuz definitely can't see you, but he can hear you. Hey, Munchie B, you told me to ask Demon about you. We got Demon right here, son. Munchie B is actually my son.
See, this why I got my Riddle Me This shirt on.
Yeah, Munchie B, bring your ass into come in, step on the green to be seen, my nigga. You told me to ask Demon about you. I asked Demon about you. If Demon feels the need to inform the internet on what he informed me about you, then that's cool. If he don't,
I hate
then
to
that's
cut
cool.
you off, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just keep it real. Like everybody know me, right? I'm comedian Trill. You feel me? So everybody know me. Like when I came on your platform, I speak about the best in economics. I speak about, you know what I'm saying, how we need to eradicate the whole gang thing and start all over and blah blah blah. So your fans know me from being on the platform and knowing how I speak.
Right.
Like when it come to any gang banging shit, like bro, and this is to Munchie B, keep me out that shit, my nigga. You feel me? Especially when it comes to going against any of my homies.
On PJ.
You feel me? Cause I fuck with you. I ain't say nothing bad about you. I spoke the truth about you, bro. I ain't say nothing. I ain't got nothing bad to say about you.
Right.
Keeping all the way crippin'. But really though, don't involve me in no. That's for any of you niggas. Like when y'all
On
see me
PJ.
come up here, my nigga, I'm speaking knowledge. I'm speaking growth. I ain't speaking shit that got to do with destruction unless it's eradicating some gang shit, bro.
On
So
PJ.
if that's where you got your whole little legacy at, like that shit, boy, you stay right there because I ain't on that platform.
PJ.
I'm past all that shit. Nigga, you talking about shit 20 years ago, nigga.
That's all I'm saying, cuz.
On
On Mike.
mamas. Like all that shit don't hold no validity right now today. No validity. No
Right.
type of substance, no type of growth, no type of nothing, my nigga. Don't put me in y'all shit even if y'all know me. On the real. Straight like that. That's for any nigga in the
Righteous.
streets. Cause y'all wasn't fucking with me like that in jail. No none. I'm a good nigga. Like straight like that. And I'm a beast. Like ain't no
On
smut
PJ.
me. Ain't no none of that type of shit. Like on PJ. Like so
On
just
Mike.
on that type of like note, leave me out y'all shit. Cause I don't speak on no other man nothing. Dead homies, like, and my nigga know that we very close. Like just like my brother. Like he ain't gonna lie to y'all. Look up to this nigga. Like. You feel me?
Appreciate it.
And who he is as a person, a man, a father, and all the things that he has been putting out to the streets, bro. Everything he telling y'all, like sitting in that car, everything he been saying
On
on the lives
PJ.
the past week, nigga. I didn't witness some of this shit, bro. Straight like that, like nigga. So what we are today, nigga, we can't even see that shit. We just letting y'all know, like, we just letting y'all know that even when it look dark, be the light. Fuck looking for the light.
PJ. Be
Be
the
it
light. Right.
and take that step forward. And that's why we
Right.
talking about this movie, because you niggas don't read, and when you do read, you reading power. You reading Dutch.
Right.
You reading the 40 laws of power and don't even know where you stand in the book. What
On
perception
PJ.
you're supposed to be looking at. This is study material. These
Cuz
are
cooking
things
on
that if
PJ.
you read it in jail, and then if you have yet to execute these steps, you don't know it. But you only
PJ.
use it to manipulate, and you don't
Right.
have no plan on what to do once you get the power. Like
Right.
your mind is not even capable yet. You haven't like this. Like it's like you just start working out and you're doing burpees. You've been
Right.
down for a minute, and now you get out and you get dumbbells, nigga. And you just think you about to just go straight out to 300, nigga. Your
Hell no,
elbows
don't go
bend
like
and
that. Right.
touch. Like that's what y'all doing out here. Like so, we talking about sinners because niggas don't read.
Hmm.
So I got to show it to you in the movie because that's all you
Right.
do. And I'm going to give you the facts. It ain't even no subliminals. You woke, right? Use your motherfucking head. Take notes. Write it down. Why he
PJ.
used this character? Why he used that race? Why did he use these type of incidents and accidents? Why wasn't the nigga really cool? Why did they never even show with the lady? She was some type of something else. We don't even know what religion. We don't know if she was a voodoo lady. We don't know what she is.
Right.
We just know that they all had a spiritual something, and this nigga was the devil, and it was coming for the music, and they telling y'all like,
Right.
and you seen the people, and you seen their eyes were more lit. What about the
Right.
lit eyes of the people that had been taken over by this guy?
Right.
Hey, their spirit was way more powerful than the humans.
Hmm.
They was working on self-preservation. They was working with the tools that they had. But you got to remember that even the lady that had the most information misread her enemy. She didn't know her enemy because she said it was a lie that once you kill the head that you not gonna knock down the rest.
Righteous.
That was the only thing she said that was a lie. So the garlic was right, all the other stuff was right, but she said if you you got to kill them all, because it's a lie, it's a rumor that
Mm-hmm.
if you knock down, they showed you that when they killed him, everybody was gone and the light came back.
Right.
Excuse me, somebody keep trying to call me. You know what I'm saying? But once they knocked down the head, the light shined again.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it was so many different metaphors. Even like I said, him using himself as his antagonist and the circumference of lust is what got him turned.
Right.
Because he, even though he was a bad man, he stood up on his humility and his morals,
Right.
and he didn't mess with the white girl who was really black, a mixed girl with a white mama who looked like she was a white girl, but really she was a nigga, but
A
she had been
mulatto.
living in the white world, and that's why she went back to go check on them white folk, because she related to him. A nigga was
Mm.
like, fuck them peoples.
On page. Like,
And we got to get back to understanding that we got to start telling y'all, hell no, you can't come into our establishment because we know that you working.
right.
We know that at the end of the day, shit, you know where it's best at. You know what I'm saying? That white
We
girl
going
don't
through
go
that
to
right
jail.
now. No, no,
That's what
no
I'm saying.
disrespect to nobody. I know everybody got their own individuals that they interact with, and I'm not trying to infringe on that. I'm not trying to destroy no relationships. But with the Hispanics trying to seize control of hip hop from us, that can be applied to that situation as well.
Because even with that, right? We got to realize that you still not dealing with the same entities either. You got to
Mm,
you dealing with a people who have acouped themselves in their own government, and they are the corrupt half is taking over and playing government.
that's
So when
heavy.
you're looking at a political move,
That's heavy,
it's coming from
cuz.
just that gangster mind state of authoritism. And we all know that these are jail tactics. We've seen it. It's so stupid. It's a jail tactic. It's a, oh, I want some money right here, so I'm a and I'm gonna cause a problem. Don't cause no problem. Get back to it, because we
Right,
already been there before. We've been there when y'all was like, oh, green light on niggas.
mm,
You see what I'm saying? And we seen that the
right,
news, the white folks put it out there too. And just like they
righteous.
was working with y'all in jail, they working with y'all in the street.
On the streets, on page. Like,
So then we seen the Pisces try to fight against you. Then they overtook y'all because y'all had to go with the others in jail. So now you got the Pisces on the street too. They with them too. Then you got the Armenians too.
mm-hmm.
The Kardashians, if I can say that on here. Like
Right,
they peoples.
right,
So it's a lot of power and influence in our meetings. You never hear that name out when you come into LA, and you be thinking that it's all Mexicans and this and that and this, but it's a lot of different entities that play with each other, and we don't know it because you ain't never really been in jail, nigga.
righteous, righteous,
You
righteous.
feel me? Y'all talking all this jail shit. You know what I'm saying, nigga? If you didn't crash out in there, nigga, like don't even let me go back down that rabbit hole. Like, be a man and take accountability for who you are today. It didn't move in that fashion, just like you did when you was ignorant and you moved like you was a Crip Blood, Pyru, Crim, Serene, whatever the fuck you said you was.
Right,
And you religiously went out there to cause destruction, because that's how we all got a name and substance and legitimacy, by
right,
breaking down the barriers.
right,
So now that we have the opportunity and the resources and all that to be just as influential when it comes to the reconstruction of, especially while they doing all this gentrification, we can be a part of that. You know, just take that same energy and press your line. Take that same big you energy and press it
mm-hmm,
in the right places. They wasn't touching the right hands. They wasn't. You remember I was talking about lobbying and stuff like that. How niggas
mm-hmm,
don't really know how to do that, but we cashing out the killers, the
right,
unalivers. Excuse me.
right,
You feel me? Because everybody on the RICO for paying somebody to destroy,
right.
but we won't pay to build.
Mm, that's heavy.
You see what I'm
That's heavy.
saying?
On
So
mic.
where are we? Where are we at as leaders, man? And this is what this is showing you. When you succumb to your lusts, you be on the other side, but you're gonna lose. You feel me? Because it's an alter ego. You, if you think you strong, it's somebody else. You got an alter ego. You got a, and it's within you.
Right,
So that's why they say the person with so much with special powers, you got special responsibilities. There's so many responsibilities that come with this knowledge, that come with this understanding, that come with this wisdom and this protection.
right,
So why antagonize um, the structure? You know what I'm saying? For the views, for the likes, for whatever y'all are doing it for.
right,
You know what I'm saying? And catch this game. You know, I don't mean to say that, but that nigga said it all the time. You know who that is. But you feel me? My
right,
nigga, he trying to give y'all game, and he just showing y'all how it really based with real life. Going back to the guy that's saying let's highlight this and not the movie. The movie's been showing you. They've been showing you with all these different movies for so long, and they telling you that it's real, and they telling you that this is what's going on. Just wait till we go back to Independence Day, and we be sitting over here talking about them old alien movies.
Right.
So they telling y'all, and you feel me? If we don't come together, like even with the Asian lady, did you see how? And he said that. Did you see how her thinking wasn't right? She
Righteous.
was ready. They was playing in the backfield too. You know what I'm saying? But when they rewound it and they showed when they was walking back and they was showing all the people in the house, and the
Mm-hmm.
house was burning down, and you could see through the house. You remember that
Mm-hmm.
in the centers, and they
Mm-hmm.
was showing you the people. Just look at the people again, and then you can
I gotta
see
see that
where.
movie again, cuz.
Hey yo, he was showing you how he was picking them. They show you like where your weaknesses were, how you picked the people that was weak. You forgot that the dude that they turned out, the fat nigga,
Cornbread.
cornbread. You forgot that he already was still a field nigga. He wasn't even a broken free man yet.
Right.
When he came in, when the free nigga came and got him, when Kunta came and got him and said, "Nigga, get out the field."
Hmm.
He didn't even want to hear none of that talk, so he had to start talking about his wife. Like I had to disrespect you for you to hear, like, hey, you bitch ass nigga. Listen, you bitch ass nigga. When it come to my homies, don't say my name, bitch ass nigga. Because the only thing you
Right.
can do is hear. You can't see that I'm free, bitch ass nigga.
Righteous.
Dead homies. You feel me?
Let me say this. Back in the days, they said if you want to hide something from an N-word, a black person, you put it in the book. But it's nothing new under the sun. If you want to hide something from a Caucasian person who's in a position of power, you put it in a movie. Through these subliminals. Spike Lee did it a lot. Even John Singleton did it when he did Boys in the Hood, and he was telling us about gentrification before we even knew what the gentrification was, before it even manifested, and we said, oh, so this is what he was talking about. But I want to speak to what Kevin Smith has said. Kevin Smith said, y'all speak on Mexican beefing with black, but y'all main enemies are white people. The white peoples is the individuals who create these systems, these institutions that reinforce, recreate, and introduce racism to our Hispanic counterparts. The Hispanics are the individuals, because it's a multifaceted thing. It's levels to the shit, if I may say. The Mexicans are the ones who are competing with us for jobs, opportunities. The Mexicans are the one that's sharing neighborhoods with us, that's unaliving black babies, black women, cocktailing black family homes, shooting up black families and whatnot. So I understand where you coming from, homie, but an individual like myself, I understand that it's a multifaceted thing. I know where these racist ideologies and philosophies come from, but in order for us to handle and deal with this Babylonian system, we must handle those who are enforcing it. So I say that. I don't know if my kin folks want to speak to that. If not, then
I,
we're gonna move along. We
I can
gonna get into
speak to
some
that.
gangster shit. Okay.
I can speak to that, man. Y'all got to realize this, man. When we talking about Mexicans, right? You got to remember that we talking about enslaved people too. They was just enslaved, just like we was,
You're right. Right.
right? They don't get it yet,
Right.
right? They don't get it yet. They think they more evolved and have come over more, but
That's right.
America is where it's at,
Right.
not Mexico. Niggas
Right.
going to Cancun. That's like San Diego.
Right.
You feel me? You
Yes,
think
sir.
it's somewhere wild. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
no. And then we looking at Central Americans and we think they Mexicans.
Oh no, it's a big difference.
You feel me? And it's a lot of different countries in Central America, which is attached to Mexico, which is like Mexico is like the Texas of Central America. If you're
Okay.
looking at it on the map, if you want to say that, because like the Texas, how America is, it's just such a big land mass, and then blase, blase. But since we woke now, we can have these big man conversations and understand that everybody that you think is a Mexican ain't, but they gonna fall up under there,
Right.
right?
Right.
and they broken people too. So no, all they resolutions and everything that they have going is not going to be right. You feel me?
Right.
They don't have no real leadership either.
Right.
You feel me? Um, yeah. In history, we're speaking of in history, they don't have any real Mexican leaders that's historically just they can't come tell you that, right? And then
Right.
they are a people of religion too. So that lets you know that they are an enslaved people too,
Mm-hmm.
because they have been corrupted by the same thing that the black man has been corrupted with, which is the religious part of your faith, right, or your belief, or your deity, how you praise. You know what I'm saying? So they've been praising the same Jesus. Some of them they praise just a saint. They don't even praise. Yeah, it's a corrupt state of mind. They need to be woke also. The white man, as he spoke of, is not just our biggest enemy. Like my guy said, like Ye said, he said that they build systems and things of that nature. So they built the system of the Western world, and why we move the way we move. So they are our enemy if we're gonna look at it like that. You feel what I'm saying? If we just gonna look at white folk, because I'm telling you, like, I have never seen no white people do nothing like gruesome or deafening to me as the average black man or any of my friends or anything like that. Once you have a smart black woman, because they was allowing the black women to get better education than us, because they were sending us to jail and they were out taking care of their kids and working in the corporate world, the black woman had to go against the white ego, the white man, and his racism and his sexism and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? But for me, you know what I'm saying? It'd be minorities. It'd be those of myself, those that's in my community, and things of that nature. You feel me? No matter what minority it is. You feel me? When it comes to America, you know what I'm saying? But because I ain't never been out the country, you know what I'm saying? But I've been in a lot of places in the country, and I'm telling you, like, it's the same pretty much everywhere, because you're up under the same system. You're up under the same guidelines, up under the same laws, up under the same, like, it might look a little different here or there, but it's the same shit, bro. If you really want to make change and things of that nature. So in abundance, like, you know what I'm saying? We hate to say it, but the biggest black man is himself. That's our biggest enemy. It's us always wanting to hear the truth and choosing to say, I rather, the shit that they've been telling us for 100 years that ain't got us nowhere is the truth. When you've been dealing with common sense your whole life. So I don't give a fuck what type of pie you put it in. If it's shit in the pie, I'm gonna smell shit. You can put cinnamon, sugar, you can put whatever, nutmeg, you know what I'm saying, vanilla. You can put whatever you want in that motherfucking pie. But I swear to God, it's gonna be a hint of shit in that motherfucker. My nose work good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, y'all don't want to see the shit. Y'all want to eat the pie, man. You feel me?
Hey, I want you to stay here a little longer if you can. I want to run through these two videos before I conclude this segment. And
You want me to
feel
stay on?
free. Yeah, if you like to, it's up to you,
Mhm.
man. I just want to share these few videos. I'm gonna do a part two to this because I'm gonna do this, conclude this, and then I gotta start getting ready to go get this paper. Hold on, I think this is right here. Boom. Let's see. Boom. I'm gonna start with this one right here. And basically all this is talking about how these dudes, black individuals like myself and you, have decided to join and go under the indoctrinations and the procedures and the protocol of Soranios, but they're still infatuated with our lifestyles and they still attempt to emulate what it is that we do. So now they get to the point to where they can't talk about Soranio business publicly. They can't do it. They don't have the clearance. They don't have the authorization. It's just frowned upon. So what they're doing is now making it a fad to talk about black politics and black culture and the things that we engage in, and tell stories about them potentially or allegedly getting into it with blacks because they can't do it with the Sureños because it'd be severe what is it called? Consequences and repercussions behind that. So we're gonna get into this content, man. How everybody wants to be us, even the ones who don't want to be us, still want to be us because the peoples that they represent want to be us. So it's like a dog chasing his motherfucking tail. Let's get into this content, man. This is just to show our loved ones, our people, how influential we are, how much value we have. Those who didn't see value in us, they go and they ally themselves with other individuals who are not like us, and they see that, damn, these motherfuckers want to be black. So why did I even come over here? You know, black culture, black music, black media is pretty much the heart and soul of American culture. We're gonna get into this. Let's get into this right here, man. Let me see how to do this. I got this like that. Let's get into this weird ass nigga. I don't like this bitch ass nigga, cuz.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm disappointed in my black folks. Like, y'all still don't get it. Like, nigga, numbers is low, nigga. We doing it to each other.
We, the South Side.
Everybody in the motherfucking city kicking Dodie 6 while he down. Y'all was giving the nigga his props, fresh out for doing his time. Nigga got on the Kendrick album. He came home. He was buzzing. He was the only nigga that didn't get caught up in the beef like X4 and 4 Extra. But as soon as the nigga go through something he going through, everybody just turned on the nigga, especially the black folks. The Mexicans don't even do that to each other. The white people don't even do that to each other.
That's the fuck they
To a
do.
certain extent, they know cut that shit out. We all
It's
we
just
got.
not
You
commercialized.
see how they work in prisons. You see how them white people working in prisons, the Mexicans working in prisons, everybody else working in prisons.
Don't start tripping now.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm
I think that's
disappointed
it.
in my
Hold
black
on,
folks.
before we respond to that,
Like,
let's
y'all
go to
still
this
don't
dude
get
from
it.
Southside Grape Street. That was eloquent. Thank you, Magic Bunny, Poppin' Bunny, whatever the fuck this nigga name is, cuz. Thank you. Now let's get into this old fabricated ass tale, cuz.
Who was that?
This the nigga from Southside Grape Street, the Grape Street Demon or some shit. Southside Grape Street Watts
Part
Demon
2.
almost gets
I
robbed.
almost got robbed, nigga. So, like I said, the nigga bang on
Ma, internet,
me.
don't start
Where you
fucking
from? I'm like, I'm
tripping
from
now,
Gray Street.
cuz.
Where you from? He like, oh, I'm from Rolling. Wooty Wooty Wobble Rolling. I'm like, oh,
God damn it.
all right, nigga, I'm from Gray Street. He shake my hand. The other one like, where you from? From Gray Street. He like, Wooty Wooty Wobble Rolling. I'm like, all right. So after that, you know, usually, man, you know how
Fuck, cuz.
sometimes niggas they'll bang on you and they'll just get on. If y'all don't beef, they'll just get on. But this time they didn't, you know, our niggas will stay there. However, but they was like, where you from? And shook my hand though.
I'm gonna have to come back to this one. My internet is fucking tripping, man. I stay like right across the street from the motherfucking Nellis Air Force Base, and it fucks with the reception, cuz I stay in the Eagle Traces Apartments. It's real nice here.
Real nice.
Yeah, dude. Gated community, swimming pools, plush greenery, every fucking where, dude. I have come a long way, brother. Nah,
Hey,
but on some serious shit, cuz.
It is nice.
Hey, oh, you know,
I functioned a lot of nice places in my life. I can't help it. Yeah, them is real nice, man. Real.
I mean, minus the shootouts and all that shit that these niggas be having over here.
Yeah, that shit is down the way though. It's down the way.
Yeah, on PJ. It's like on the tip of, I think it's still North Las Vegas. I don't know, cuz
I used to stay down there on that side. You feel me, by the bar. You know what I'm saying?
PJ,
right? Yeah. So you know, I know, down the other way. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, man, they used to be real wild over there. You know what I'm saying?
It's still a little wild. You know, it has its times that it flare up. But what you think about this brother Hoppin' Bunny, Magic Bunny, something Bunny, in his perspective of the situation with Dodie Six. Man, shout out to Dodie Six. Our prayers is with you, man. Get yourself together, Kim, folks. And I'm not saying that from a condescending standpoint, but myself as well as my brother, we didn't have to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps when support and assistance was minimum. The main support that we had was saying, hey, my nigga, get your shit together. And then when you get on that path, cuz God is going to send enemies to try to deter you, but God is also going to send mentors and advocates to make sure that you can meet these milestones and succeed. So Dodie Six, cuz, you a soldier, my nigga. Pick yourself up by your motherfucking bootstraps, cuz, on the reels. What you think about this dude who has aligned himself with the Southsiders and totally distanced himself from black folks? What you think about cuz perspective in regards to black politics and what he just said about Dodie Six?
Is Dodie Six, that's the guy that's damn near ODing in jail, right?
Yeah, from West Side 40s.
Yeah, man. Shout out and prayers to him, man. You feel me? When I was in jail, I'm gonna tell y'all and everybody will tell you I had a Bible. You feel me? Now that ain't gonna stop you because it ain't gonna stop no Muslim from putting his hands.
Hold on. Did you my bad, because my reception is fucked up. Yours is kind of in and out too. Did you say when you was in prison or when you was in jail, you was running Paisa?
No, hell no.
Oh,
nigga, I'm in the crib squad. Don't make me go there. I don't have no split, no gut.
Oh, baby, no, I'm just making sure I'm here right, cuz.
Out the way that I did, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So no, I said I kept a Bible.
Oh, kept a Bible. Yes, sir.
Right. This is the first time I ever read the Bible. All that. I was like a nigga that went to the hole a lot.
Right.
You feel me? So I'm gonna drop something for y'all. Not only like if you get a Bible, right? They don't really check your Bible. Like they go through it to see if any loose papers, but if you see writing in the Bible, like when you're in the county, you going to like different courts and stuff like that, they gonna think it's just notes because everybody write in the Bible. They're not gonna know like you really got kites and shit like that in your Bible.
Right.
Like you don't gotta be putting shit in your booty all the time.
The fuck?
You know what I'm saying?
This is crazy.
But reading that Bible kept me sane, right? And it made me stand on certain principles, certain things that's real. You feel me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think a lot of these niggas need. You feel me? These niggas that's like Southside, like that's out to Dodie Six. You feel me? Shout out to him and his family. You feel me? For the niggas that be pushing like Southside, like you already know, like in jail, it's a green light on you. So you come home and you think that you hold some kind of substance, are you gonna be able to talk? Or you hold any kind of legitimacy? You not, bro.
Right.
You wasting your time. You wasting your time. Like them the real characters, them the real culture vultures. You feel me?
Right.
Because of the things that we know you have to do or lack of doing because all y'all ain't really pushing like that. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all just really just grew up in that neighborhood and I mean that's cool. You feel me? That's cool. I don't have nothing against you if you're a black Southside. You ain't never got to worry about me. You feel me? Unless the powers that be, if I was in that situation, said he gotta go, you gotta go.
Right.
You feel me? But other than that, like I ain't never gonna be in that position. You feel me? That's jail. Like on the streets, nigga, you regular niggas because your mamas, your aunties, your daddies, like you feel me?
Black.
Like everybody's still black, right? So you do hold some kind of legitimacy to feel some type of way because you black in America.
I think it's a mental health disorder to a degree, but even in the Bible to say come from amongst them and get amongst yourselves. You feel what I'm saying? Get amongst your people. But imagine this. I grew up in the projects with you, and one day you see me, I'm like, what's up, demon fool? What's up, doc? Hey, check this out, fool. I just came through the Gaia's dog, and I had this badass fucking hyena fool, and we like, woo, shout, homie, dog. Hey, let's go get a bitch though, demon. What are we waiting for, homie? Hey, what's up, dog? Hey, dog, let's go down the street, dog, and let's go fuck with some badass hyenas, fool. Serio, fool. Like that's a mental health disorder, my nigga. That's crazy.
I listen, and this is coming from a scam artist. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like when you traveling, like especially when it was warm, you know what I'm saying, like Mexico and all that, like you better be a black Mexican. You know what I'm saying? If you know how to play your games, because sometimes I can be a blood, sometimes I can be a Crip, sometimes I can be a Hoover. So it don't matter depending on if we really doing this right, if we really like you know what I'm saying, a high tech level. You feel what I'm saying? I can be whoever the fuck I want to be without your approval. You feel me? Not going against what you saying, but this is their culture, right? So I do have I don't if that's what you want to do, it's so much going on in my culture and me trying to get my people together. I'm glad you exited yourself out the building, P. I ain't even gonna lie. Be who you is. And when you show me who you are, you can never come back from that. Just know that. Like, just know to all you niggas that choose to do that type of shit. And when it come to battlefield, because I'm a war machine, when it comes to the battlefield, like when you choose to group up with another group in order to go against your own, your mamas, your daddies, your brothers, your kids, and all this and all that, seeing where we at, like for real, that's where you at. And then you're gonna be the first one. You feel me? If it ever come to war, I'm telling you now, like it is what it is. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's just Demetrius Dupree speaking. Power to the people, you feel me? I'm not playing with none of you co-conspirators. I'm not playing with none of you niggas that had already said that, you feel me? Because I made the decision to say that, hey, look, I ain't hurt my own no more, and I'd rather bow all the way out the game. So when it comes to a wartime and I got to protect mine and I got to do what I got to do, I'm telling you, I'm not allowing none of you type of suckers, none of you type of niggas that be really like going against what you supposed to and all that, like on your peoples, telling on your peoples, skirting on your peoples, you snakes, you connivers, you all this. Like I'm telling you, I don't even be around people. So you know what I'm saying? Like I don't even play like that. Like I'm a whole different person when we talking like that. Like you not really scum to me, but really like I don't hold no type of let me see. I don't hold no type of real, like I got grace. I got God. I got, you feel me? The Almighty in my heart. So I don't hold nothing for you. You're like an empty cup that with holes in it. Like I can never even use it. Like I don't even need to care for it. I don't, it's just sitting there. Like you're just there.
Right.
You feel me? So don't put yourself in the way because I'll throw you in the trash.
I hear you. Me just as an individual, right? I feel like it's a mental health disorder. Just like a man who goes around talking in a feminine voice like he's a female and saying, oh, I identify as being a lady. Man, you got balls like me. How the fuck is you a woman? You ain't even got the sexual reproduction organs of a woman. This dude running around saying, hey, what's up, homie? Ah, set you on a body, loco. Man, you just as black as me. Your mama came from Louisiana. Your goddamn granddaddy came from fucking Arkansas. You ain't even nowhere close to the U.S.-Mexican border. You talking about, yeah, what's up, homie? Hey, yeah, Bucko, what's up, doc? That's a mental health disorder, cuz for me, that's what I believe. But I'm not gonna go deeper into that. We're gonna expound upon this question right here. This is from Popeye, Inglewood Family Gangster Bloods. Question: what happens when a black spider, but he means Southsider, is called the N-word by his homies with the N? With the homie, the end. What the fuck is this nigga saying? Question:
with the
what
ER
happens
at the end? He's
That's
saying
what he said.
saying.
Hold on. Question: what happens when a black Southsider is called the N-word by his homie? The N. Oh, okay. He left it out. Okay. Right. I just showed a video with P-Face, the young rapper P-Face baby that took Blueface baby whole style and just became the Latino version of Blueface baby, right? He's saying, yeah, F N-words and N-words of this, that, and third. And you got a stupid ass nigga who granddaddy is from Arkansas. His mama name is from Louisiana. Telling like, yeah, niggers, dog, yeah, yeah, homie, vato. What? Nothing really happens. We already know their disposition towards us. So if somebody call them up with the hard ER, they don't give a fuck because they identify as being European Mexicans. That's my take on it. The homie can expound upon it if he chooses to, but that's my take on it. Nothing happens. They don't even consider themselves to be black. A lot of them say, hey, dog, I'm Cuban, I'm Cubano. That's still Afro-Cuban.
Yes.
Oh, dog, I'm from Panama. That's still Afro-Panamanian. Nah, dog, I'm Puerto Rican. That's still Afro-Puerto Rican, Afro-Latino, you dumb, stupid motherfucker. But you're trying to be a European Mexican, a Euro Mexican, the ones that was conquered by the conquistadors during the Spanish Inquisition and all that type of shit. When they manipulated them and brainwashed them to stop identifying with being indigenous and say, hey, you are Mexican and Mexican is going to unify all the people. but we're going to give you our philosophies, ideologies, and your black counterparts, Gaspar Yanga and all these individuals that was giving us a hell of a fight and almost liberated y'all. We gonna detach y'all from them, and y'all gonna represent us. And they're like, Simon, okay, homie, what do I sign up for? When they gave them trinkets and ornaments and guns and sent them back to Guerrero, Mexico, Guayaca, and Veracruz, the unalive, the same black people that fought for their liberation. Right now, today, you still got black people that look like a little bit like me, but more like my homie Demon. You feel what I'm saying? Dark complected with real good hair and all this type of shit. You still got those native black people that's down there. And when they come to America, 60% of them identify with being black. They call themselves Afro-Latinos, Afro-Mexicanos. So where these little dudes like Drex to join and all these motherfuckers get this, hey, dog, I'm from the barrio, homie. Hey, yeah, I'm this and that. Homie, that's some bullshit. You need to go back and research your motherfucking history. But I'm gonna stop talking and see if the homie want to expound upon this.
Yeah, man. I'm the N-word don't even hold no real substance to me.
Righteous.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, but that's coming from a guy who's been shot on 3 different occasions. So it's not too many words that's going, like, even if you threaten me, it's not going to really anxiety. I'm gonna just look at like the law does. I'm gonna look at your continuance on your words. So when the actions start to make play to the words, then I determine threat. You feel me? Because I'm a logical thinker. But other than that, like that word is something that you choose to cage yourself with.
Righteous.
You know what I'm saying? Because really, a lot of y'all are what do they call that when you can't read and write? Illiterate. Illiterate should be like the word that y'all tripping off of. You feel me?
Right.
Illiterate.
I'm just putting a few of these things on here, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you hanging with your partner, man. We ain't hung in a long time, man.
Oh yeah, man. You already know I'm watching though. I'll be in them comments.
I'm talking about in real life, man, off this internet shit, man. You know, we used to hang when we used to do the stuff we used to do. That ain't for the internet. But this is my partner, man. This is somebody that's close to me that even if we were blood related, it wouldn't make us more kin. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, we spiritually connected, fam.
Yeah, on a real, in a real way. And I feel like the people need to be exposed to this type of meaningful dialogue, homie, because it's so much toxicity on the internet, especially YouTube, these YouTube streets where we're all bunched into the same genre. I don't want to be in this genre. I'd rather be over there with Joe Rogan and all them talking about solutions, talking about how we are not the only beings here in this realm of existence called Earth. And then talking about celestial beings. You have terrestrial, extraterrestrial beings. We are terrestrial beings, but you have extraterrestrial beings, and then you have celestial beings that come from outside the motherfucking firmament. These are the conversations that we should be having.
Just imagine, and I'm just throwing it out there. Remember, I'm just a comedian.
Okay.
But just imagine if this was your world, this was your planet. Black man, like melanated man, and this is your planet, and everybody on the planet was like that. And then when the aliens came, they was just like that. You feel me? But we had all the knowledge and all the stuff. And we had to teach them how to survive.
Right.
You feel me? Because we just a given peoples. We just a given peoples. We just a type of people that be like, oh, the earth is the world and like Avatar. Remember, they was be able to stick their hair to the trees and feel the land every time it died. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, again, they be hitting y'all with the movies because niggas don't read. You know what I'm saying? What they call it now, grounding. You do that right, yeah? Ground.
Hell yeah,
ground. You talk about it a lot on your platform.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's called grounding. For those that just think it's just movies and not real life we're talking about when we get to referring the type of movies that we're talking about and the scenes that we're talking about. Back to the other fellow from earlier. Yeah, man, you feel me? And just imagine that once they did that, they realized that they couldn't survive without without mating. You feel me? They can't survive without mating. So they'll show you the P's in elementary. Like I always tell y'all that they teach you the best things elementary. So they'll show you the P's and how to turn the green peas yellow.
Right.
You feel me? With your DNA. That's why DNA is so important.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
let me interject just real quick, because you just said some very, very informative shit that's gonna go over a lot of people's head. It's been scientifically proven that if you take a seed before you germinate it, you take the seed, put it in your mouth, keep it in there for some hours to read your DNA. And what it does, it creates some type of fruit that matches your DNA to if you have any type of ailment, if you're sick, it's something off with your body. Once that seed turns into an actual fruit tree, it's still possess those strands of your DNA that can help your body reboot and do what it is that it needs to do. So when you just said they use their DNA to turn the peas, whoop you whoop, they hide the shit in the form of a movie, cuz. But continue.
Yeah, so they show you how to get white people out of black people. You know what I'm saying? Show you how to integrate in a gene, showing you how to tie genes together. Right. That's what everything's about. Like the plants, the hybrids, and all the stuff. Like they give it to you in plain sight, but you really don't get it. You know what I'm saying? And because you realize that you needed melanin to survive on this planet.
Right.
Because of where we are with the sun. Everything that connects, it's the melanin. It's the melanin. It's the melanin. The melanin in you. It's like they called it. I seen one little documentary where they called it the God gene. It's the thing that on this planet that actually holds your cells together, which means everybody have melanin.
Righteous.
Or you wouldn't have skin.
Right.
You would have like cuts in between your skin. Melanin is a bonding agent.
Right.
You feel me?
Let me interject just real quick, because you're on some real heavy ass shit. Cuz cooking right now. It's been scientifically proven that melanin is a what is it called? It's like a conduit, conduce the shit electricity go through. They're being proven that melanin is a superconductor. It's a super electronic conductor. That's one thing about melanin. They say a little thing of melanin can hold over 1,000 tetrabytes of information on it. So now they're using it to put it into computers and all this other shit. But continue, Ken, folks.
Like stem cell researchers and whatnot, and the things of that nature.
Right.
You know, it all stems from that. You feel me? So once you get to learning that, and they be telling you that you God and you this and you that, they don't understand what's behind it. You know, we kind of, like I said, illiterate. We don't read between the lines. We don't read when it's in plain sight. We don't read at all. We do not read the captions and understand it.
Right.
In its full capacity. And this is why we need to come together. We need to come together because we don't our spider senses, we don't take heed to that. We have found a way, and that's what a mental issue is. We have found a way to go beyond our instincts. The body naturally has a protection to it. That's why you get scared and fear and flee when your life is on the line. It's not because you have a choice. The body wants to protect itself. It's going to fucking run. Your mind, everything that has to do with you, it's an instinct, is what they call it, to get to safety. Right? The body has a nat. So once you become a gangster, a hoodlum, a gangbanger, outlaw, anything you want to be called, to go outside of that system, to where you have to press yourself to keep continuously putting yourself in danger, which we call having heart. You know, rather it be fighting, stabbing, whatever it is to put your life at a danger, you have cut off something else. And now a dopamine comes not from being safe, but to always be in a chaotic state. And this is what's wrong. It is a mental disability. It's just the wrong mental disability that we're looking at.
Right.
It's you're disabling yourself.
Right.
You should run. If somebody wants to attack you, run. If somebody want to kill you, run. Unalive you, run. Do what your body naturally wants to do. So we have to come together because we have knocked down our common senses.
Mm-hmm.
as a whole, being with the culture and the lifestyle and the music and the movies that we listen to, because we don't even want to know that the real is real. It's telling you in your heart is real. Why you get scared of scary movies and you ain't never seen no vampire? Your mind is saying something in there is real. Right. It's a real threat. It's a real in reality. You feel me? You Why did they pick vampires? Why didn't they just pick a mob of people? Why did the people have to be demonated?
Right.
That movie was sickly. It was a hive mind. You got to remember that when you're dealing with systems, you're dealing with hive minds. And this is why they brought the AI into play. Because if you look throughout history, guess who's the inventors? Guess who has always been the AI? The people who've wrote the best music, the people who've painted the best pictures, the people who've always invented things to make the simplest things in life, the people who's best at agriculture, DNA, math, this, that. Who are these people throughout history? Why was there a black man in the room when they did the convention and they signed the Constitution?
Right.
Why was there always a smart black man in the room when you niggas was dying? But to be educated, you can be educated. It's not that niggas don't read, it's that niggas has only legally been able to read for less than 100 years.
Right.
They're not tuned and trained on how to educate themselves yet. We haven't went enough cycles. It's not your fault, but it is. Because when you decide to do better, and when you know better, you should do better. If you know better and you choose not to do better, that's where the mental disabilities start coming in at, P.
Right.
When you start saying, I don't give a fuck. Like
I think your joint going in and out, Edie. I don't know if it's mine or yours. Hey, can y'all hear him and see him? I can see him, but I can't hear him. Until he come back, I just want to share this. Yes, melanin, specifically melanin, can conduct electricity, although its natural conductivity isn't high enough for practical applications. However, heat treatment and other techniques can significantly enhance its conductivity. Melanin is an electrical conduit. Let's see if hey, Heedy, I think cuz gone. Oh, he froze. Hey, listen, we got to get into some motherfucking content. The content that these other cats ain't giving y'all. No shade on them. You understand what I'm saying? The homie said if you knew better, you would do better. So I'm going to put forth my greatest effort with y'all support to change the dynamics. Cuz let's change the dynamics. Let's start getting into some scientific shit. Let's start exploring other chains of thoughts. Let's create this think tank, man, and let's get on this motherfucker. Let's have some conversations, cuz that's what my goal is, man. I'm going to continue to work on myself to be the best version of myself. So a lot of negative energy that I was giving out to the internet, I am going to try to minimize that. You know, word is bond and bond is life. If I give my word, I give my life before I betray my word. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't want to say, yeah, I'm gonna just stop. I'm gonna just stop going crazy on these dudes. No, but I am going to be more mindful on how I give out my energy, because I know that we have a task at hand, and I know we don't have a whole lot of time. It's not a lot of time for us to do what we have to do. We have so much to do in a short span of time. So let's start having these conversations about aliens. Is aliens real? Fuck yes, aliens is real. You have terrestrial or extraterrestrials, that's aliens, and then you have celestial beings, that's aliens as well. Like, let's get into this. Let's talk about how they extract melanin in atoms from blacks or melanated people's bodies, and that's how they created the first atomic bomb, with components, with elements that's in your body, in your DNA. Let's start getting into this shit, man. Let's talk about how they can use your Wi-Fi box, the energy frequency that it puts out, to tell how many people is in your house without even using X-ray technology. Let's get into this shit. Let's talk about how they're going to pretend to lose control over AI, and then they're going to replace AI with IA. IA is when they crossbreed, or it's a hybrid of technology in physical bodies, in physical biology. They're going to cross the two. Elon Musk is already trying to do it. He has already begun clinical trials of a chip, right? I forget what the neuro chip. They take the neuro chip, and remember I was telling you about melanin and how much data melanin can store on it? Over 1,000 terabytes, and that's a lot of fucking data. So they'll take this, they'll put it in a chip, implant it in your brain. You don't need a cell phone anymore. What you need a cell phone for? They just literally put the cell phone inside of your body. I just read to you and told you that melanin is an electrical conduit, so it can connect to frequencies outside of you, especially with this chip. So a person to be able to unlock things with their mind. You'll be able to drive these new technology cars with your mind. You'll be able to cut on the TV with your mind. You'll be able to access Google just by thinking it. But a lot of this shit is already in clinical trials. They don't have to give us the mark of the beast and the chip just yet, because we got the cell phone. This is the chip right here. This is the mark of the beast. They're going to minimize this by using melanin, and they're going to chip you, and then everything that you think you know, you should know, you want to know, you desire to know would be at your disposal. Imagine that, homie. If you could say, hey, call my nigga Demon, and it bring, and I'm talking to cuz with what appears to be a modern day version of, what is it called? Telepathy. No, telekinesis. No, telepathy. One of them is to move, and one of them is to move things, and one of them is to move things with your mind, whatever the fuck. To teleport means to go far away. With telekinesis, I think that's what it is. If I can just say call Demon in my mind, and this chip actually calls Demon, and I got Demon in my head talking to me as if he's right next to me. This is what we're going with technology. And we demote ourselves to beef with the likes of Munchie B and all this frivolous shit that we got going on. And I'm not throwing shade nor shots at Munchie B right now. Not right now. I'm just saying I have better shit to do to be beefing with a dude whose message is about victimizing blacks and living in this heyday. That shit is over with, cuz. You 20 years in the past, but these white folks and these Asians is 30 to 40, 50 years in the future. When we gonna play catch up? We either got to catch up or catch on. And this is the truth. But with that, cuz, I'm gonna end this, man. We gonna get into some shit, man. And forgive me if I have offended anybody that comes on here and they rock with me, man. I'm not trying to be negative, but at the end of the day, just because I may be knowledgeable, just because I may be soft-spoken at times, and I'm pushing this message of power to the people, actually power to all people, but we have to start with self. So when I talk about us unifying, coming together, it's not so that we can unify and go against the Mexican community or the Italian community or the white folks. It's about us coming together so we can preserve ourselves and protect ourselves from other communities that's coming after us. I'm not telling you, let's unify and let's go out and be violent. I'm saying, let's unify, let's build our own institutions, institutions and thought processes, and create our own identity for ourselves. And then let's do what we need to do as a people. Because if martial law broke out today and the police can no longer protect you, right? The police ain't coming. The ambulance, they're not coming. The stores is about to shut down. It's martial law. Every man for himself. Who the fuck could we depend on to protect us? Nobody. The Hispanic community, after they conquer, what you think they're gonna do? They're going to control. So they're going to subjugate us to their leadership and their rules. And that's just how it is. They're not bad people for that. But if you conquered everything and these people's is the spoils of war, you're not wrong for taking these people. But the only way that we can counter anybody coming in and trying to conquer us is by us unifying and resisting this Babylonian system. Let's create our own system. Let's create our own forms of thoughts. We have to. It's very, very important. Once we unify then the dynamics of this thing that we call life, it changes just by us unifying. We don't hate Hispanics, but Hispanics hate us. Why do most Hispanics hate blacks? Because they have been indoctrinated by this European way of thinking, divide and conquer. How was it that we were a people who were functioning with one another, who stood up against the oppressors together to the point to where now our Hispanic brothers and sisters, majority, not all of them, but majority have a European way of perceiving us, interacting with us, dealing with us, and treating us? Like, how did we go from fighting in the jungles of Veracruz, Guayaca, and Guerrero, and in various parts of Central America and Mexico and all that, to where now we're enemies? We can't blame the white folks for using what's at their disposal, divide and conquer. If we get our shit together and we unify, then the Hispanics will be more inclined to subject themselves. I don't even want to say subject, but they'll be more inclined to partnership with us and act in a fashion that's pleasing to us. So what you see right now, the Hispanic people, they just choosing up on who's the victor. The white folks is a victor. They run a war. They've been in control for about 400 years. But if you know history and you study history, their dynasty, their time of rule and leadership, that shit is about to vanish. In the Bible, in the book of Revelations, it said one nation shall fall, one nation shall rise. So what end of the spectrum are we going to be on? Are we going down on a sinking ship that's burning in the middle of the ocean with the Europeans? Or are we coming up on a rise with the next dynasty, the next empire that's about to replace the Europeans? So we got some critical decisions in a small window of time to make these decisions, but it starts with us. Unify. We have to unify. It's no way around it. We have to unify. We either unify or we DIE. I don't want to say it because they struck some of my videos and gave me warnings and all that when I did that content talking about unify or DIE, when I was telling you, using scientific proof and data, telling you that I can't say the word, that certain jabs, you get what I'm saying? Certain jabs that they was giving people a few years ago, they had certain compounds, chemicals, and things inside of them that was giving people that I got to be very meticulous with what I say. But for he who has ears, let him hear what the Spirit say. For he who have eyes, let them see what the Spirit does. But I'm about to get off this thing, man. Hold on. I think this is my partner, Marvelous. Okay, he say black and brown are the chosen brothers. I partially agree with you in regards to that, but it is so much tension in between us to where we can't come together, form an objective, and execute as a unified front. This is Marvelous, man. If y'all don't know about Marvelous, man, y'all check him out, man. He's a very, very, very educated Hispanic brother, man, and he don't push that indoctrination as far as blacks and browns or blacks and Hispanics continuously going after each other, unaliving each other, and bickering and fighting and all that, man. He's I believe, a Hebrew Israelite, man. He and I have intentions on doing some content, man, which is going to be very revelating. But shout out to my player partner Danny, man. Shout out to my player partner Marvelous, man. He do tattoos. He's a tattoo artist. He's a scholar. He's just an amazing brother, man. You feel what I'm saying? I did some content about him a few weeks ago about a situation that he had found himself in, to where he was deceived by someone posing to be something or someone that they wasn't, and they had the credentials, the falsified credentials to say, hey, I'm this. And you know, a lot of people in the Hispanic community gave my brother a lot of backlash, not giving him empathy, consideration, and understanding. You know, we are compassionate people, man. When this situation was introduced to me that the brother was facing, I said, oh, I see what that is. Oh, and I see why they're going after him. Because he's not pushing this narrative of blacks versus browns and, you know, so on and so forth. But I gotta get ready for work, man. Y'all step and be blessed. We all we need, we all we got. Too black, too strong. Let's live in peace before we have to rest in peace, man. And before I go, shout out to my player partner, OG Bam, at the OG Perspective, man. That's a brother from out of the front, from about of Compton, man. I love this dude. Got an abundance of respect for him and brother Marvelous, man. Y'all step and be blessed, man. That's my time, and I get back with you. I'm gonna do a part 2 to this because we need to get into this, man. We need to get into this. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm gonna do a part 2 to this. Y'all stay tuned, man. It's your player partner, Bobby WAJ, and I'm out. Gone. This motherfucking internet, cuz.